Hello YouTube! My name is Scott and I just got around to watching Cobra Kai. Now, Season 2, Episode 4 is called A Moment of Truth. And a lot of people's storylines get intertwined here, so I'm gonna try to do the best I can. I don't know. It starts off at the beginning with Dimitri walking back into Cobra Kai and talking to Kreese, who's there instead of Johnny, about how he wants to learn karate, but he doesn't really want to get hurt. I mean, even if you weren't in Cobra Kai, where that is a very clear and present danger, I don't think you're going to be able to avoid it. Not really. But he walks out of there with a bloody nose and what might be a broken one? I don't know. So that's a little bit suspect. Let's see. At Cobra Kai, there seemed to be some new recruits, including the guy that sold Johnny his mirror, who apparently lives at home with his mom. But that gets swept aside in favor of this girl named Tori, who clearly already knows something. She says she took some kickboxing lessons later, but it's got to be more than that, because, I mean, she didn't have a problem sparring against Miguel. And she actually took him down. After he took her down, and then she took him... Anyway. Miguel actually doesn't do a lot in this one. It's a whole thing where, like, Hawk is trying to tell Dimitri not to, rat Kreese out to the cops. Because, he kind of beat up a teenager. And Kreese was going on to Hawk and Aisha about his time in the service, the stuff he was doing in Mogadishu, apparently. And then he mentions Rwanda, and Miguel points out that Mogadishu is in Somalia, and that's when Miguel starts having doubts. And through him, Johnny starts having doubts. So, Kreese leaves the dojo that day, to apparently go back to his hotel in Universal City. And Johnny follows him, thinking he's being inconspicuous in a Dodge Challenger with a custom paint job. Although Kreese didn't actually catch on to it, so whatever. But no, it turns out Kreese has lied, and he seems to be living in a halfway house. And he has this whole story of how, he tried to re-enlist after he lost Cobra Kai, but it didn't work out for him, and he just sort of bounced around doing stuff. I know you want to feel for him, but I mean, it's John Kreese. You can't. This guy is clearly dangerous if you give him any kind of power. Which Johnny does, because he's a much better person. By the end of the episode, they're apparently co-senseis. That would about cover that side, but Aisha makes friends with Tori and takes her to the beach club that her parents belong to. And that's where we intertwine with the rest of the episode. See, Daniel's still trying to figure out how to get students involved in Miyagi-Do instead of Cobra Kai. So he packs up Sam and Robbie and takes them to the beach club in his classic car. Now Robbie doesn't want to go in because, well, he kind of has bad history. Turns out he was part of a gang that was stealing from the place the summer before. But anyway, Daniel's talking to the parents, trying to get them to realize their kids need to defend themselves. And he comes this close when a woman who I'm pretty sure was Tootie in The Facts of Life, which should tell you how old I am, comes along and shows everybody the Cobra Kai video from Valley Fest, which is just so much bigger and flashier. With no idea what to do, Daniel's, strolling along down the beach, and he sees a man that reminds him quite a bit of Mr. Miyagi. Which is a little weird, because, you would think he would know that he was dead. So obviously the guy doesn't look like him, but he gives him advice like him about being patient, because he's been fishing in the ocean. He hasn't caught anything, but he's having patience because he knows if he has something to offer, the fish will come. Fair enough, right? Let's see. Aisha and Sam are at odds because of the whole thing at Valley Fest. It looks like they're on their way to reconciling, except Tori comes along and she's not good people. She's stolen a bottle of vodka to go get drunk with Aisha with. Near the end of the episode, Sam's mom, Amanda, I don't know why I keep forgetting to say Amanda, is missing her wallet. Now, Sam immediately suspects Tori and goes after her and winds up getting knocked into a dessert table for it. So the whole idea of rekindling her friendship with Aisha is off the table for now. But Robbie knows what's going on because he was part of that gang. So he goes down onto the beach and looks under the steps where they were hiding stuff before. Yep, finds all the missing wallets and his former friends who wanted him to let them break into LaRusso Auto. And he's all set to take him on, but he gets hit in the back of the head with an oar because without Robbie, they grabbed a third guy. Now, things look pretty bad because this third guy's pretty big. He's got Robbie restrained, and one of his old friends pulls out a switchblade. And thank goodness that Daniel's son shows up. Oh my gosh. This might have been the first one I've seen in a while that didn't have a clip from one of the movies. I mean, there was kind of a thing, like, Kreese, looks like he's doing a flashback on him, and I don't know if they, de-aged him or what. But when Robbie's old friends showed up, there was a flashback to that previous episode. But I was just thinking that, Daniel showing up to defend Robbie is a lot like Mr. Miyagi showing up to defend Daniel when Cobra Kai skeletons attacked him in the movie. And the best part is, Robbie got it all on video. You can make a great publicity piece, but Daniel's not down for that. He's just talking about how they need to be patient. When people want to come to Miyagi-Do, they will. And that happens to be just about where the episode ends, with Dimitri showing up wanting to learn karate. He doesn't want to get hit, so I can only imagine how he's going to feel about, having to do chores. But, I guess we'll find out. But I'm just saying, having Kreese back in a position of authority is a bad idea, because Hawk clearly idolizes the guy. This Tori girl, it's an interesting twist, considering I've seen her on, I think she did a couple of Disney shows that my kids watched. So obviously, it's a far cry from that, but yeah, she's up to no good. You can tell it's all coming down to a showdown, between good and evil as far as karate goes. There's going to be karate gangs all over the valley. Well, that'll be something to see anyway. And that's what I think, so tell me, what do you guys think? Leave a comment down below, like the video, share it around, subscribe if you feel so inclined. Hit the bell button below for any notifications when I put a video up. And until next time, I have been Scott, and this has been Just Got Around to Watching, an offshoot of opinions no one cares about. Everyone has opinions. This one was mine.